The Celtics were great. Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish and these guys. And then later on, the big three, all Hall of Famers, all still playing at Hall of Fame level. Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. And there was no other big three in the league even. So the Celtics added 4 more since Dr. Jerry Buss drafted Magic Johnson and won, to add to their total where they more than doubled the field, or not more than doubled the next best team, Lakers, 13-6. So they got 17. But the Los Angeles Lakers done won 11 in the same time, starting with Magic Johnson. He drafted Magic Johnson. They were down 13-6 to the Celtics in championships. Magic and Kareem and James Worthy all together. Worthy didn't get all of them, but Magic got 5. And then they drafted Kobe Bryant and signed Shaquille O'Neal. And they got 3 more. And then they traded for Powell once Shaq left, and they got 2 more. So Magic got 5 and Kobe got 5. That's 10 on top of the 6. They were sitting on 16. 10 in the modern era to the Celtics 4. But then last night, they added number 11, the first of the LeBron James era. And a team has now caught the Celtics all-time championships in the NBA. I didn't think I would live to see it. And since 11 of these Lakers championships have come in the modern era, there is no argument. The Lakers are the supreme, the one and only, sitting alone, by far, greatest franchise in the history of the known universe in basketball. What an amazing thing. To catch the Celtics, I don't think, I know maybe that's not where everyone's head is today, but that's where mine is. That was never going to happen. It happened. The Celtics' place atop the NBA landscape seemed secure forever. By the way, it's not like they've been mismanaged. The Celtics have a great GM. They've had a bunch of really good teams. They've won a bunch of championships. And yet the Lakers caught them. Unbelievable. And by the way, this was not Dr. Jerry Buss's team. It's been a while since the late, great Dr. Buss passed away. This is Jeannie Buss's team. I remember when Jeannie gave Kobe that extension. Kobe had torn his Achilles. And before he ever set foot on a court again, the Lakers gave him a 2-year, $50 million extension. I thought to myself, I was hosting Afternoon Drive with Marcellus Wiley, Max and Marcellus at the time. I thought, you're out of salary cap problem with an aging player. You just willingly handed him $50 million over 2 years before you even know if he could play? And that was at the time where around the league, people were like, well, Kobe takes a lot of shots. Who's going to be willing to go play with him among the stars? The answer was none. They couldn't get anyone to come. Why did they do that? And I was asking them, guys, look at the deal that Dirk Nowitzki got or Tim Duncan got. They took discounts, $8-10 million a year. And as a result, their teams were still powerhouses. Well, what happened when you gave Kobe $25 a year? You don't have money for anyone else, and the team stinks. What'd you do? You know what Jeannie said? Jeannie said, and I did not buy it at the time, we need to send a message to the rest of the league. This is how the Lakers take care of their own. I mean, that's not she could say that's the reason she did it. The reason she did it is it was Kobe Bryant. Jeannie Buss ain't letting Kobe Bryant go anywhere, and Jeannie Buss is going to take care of Kobe Bryant. That's how the Lakers do. But she wasn't wrong. I think the league did pay attention. And so it was a short-term sacrifice because the Lakers were terrible until LeBron showed up for years and years. Been 10 years since they won a championship. I know it's not like they're 30 teams. On average, you should win once every 30 years if you're average. Go to 2 finals and win 1. But the Lakers don't have the same standards as everyone else. Know why the Lakers want to win a championship? Because you can't win back-to-back until you win the first one. You can't three-peat until you win the first 2. That's how Lakers fans think. That's how the franchise thinks. So they gave Kobe that contract. And I think the league did pay attention. Look what happens when you're a Lakers legend. LeBron then comes knocking eventually. I mean, it took recruiting too. and then they get AD, like in the old days. The whole rest of the world cries as the Lakers get the top free agent and then make a trade with another top superstar who basically goes around telling the rest of the league, if you trade for me, I'm just going to sign with the Lakers next year anyway. So you're going to trade the farm for me, and you're not going to get to keep me. I mean, that's what they did. Clutch Sports going around telling everyone in the league, don't trade for AD. Like, by the way, they were being responsible. AD wanted to play in LA, right? So you got to go to all the other teams and be like, look, if you want to trade Tatum and everybody for him, Celtics, fine, but you're not going to keep him. Now, you might say, well, that's Clutch Sports looking out for LeBron, right? Because that's best for LeBron. Yeah, you're right. It's also best for AD. Look how AD's set up now. In Los Angeles, do you understand the number one export of the United States? Really, what do we export? What is our number one export? It's our culture. And what's the portal through which the United States exports culture around the world? It's actually LA. It's Hollywood. AD is set up now. He's a known superstar around the world the way he never was before this season. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.